Well, if one group of states can block a federal election order while others may be subject to it, how is this going to affect the midterms?
It's an absolute mess, and your guess is as good as mine. Listen, our system is set up to allow states to decide, as by the Constitution, the time, manner, and place of elections. Because what works in Mississippi may not work in Massachusetts or Maine or Montana. That's the way that these state governments are supposed to operate. They know what's best for their citizens. However, a lot of these states have just quite frankly failed at producing a system that ensures a single vote by a single voter is only counted one time in a reasonable and rational time period. So what happens when all these states fail? You put up a quote there. I think James Rosen in his great report had a quote saying, "Hey, look, this is up to the states. They're the ones that decide the legalities and if they've messed up or not." Well, they have on countless occasions, and we've seen the reports coming out of these states proving the matter, but nothing ever changes. So Donald Trump is clearly trying to make sure that at the very least, nationwide, we can restore some faith, trust, and confidence in the election.
And isn't it something that a couple dozen states are fighting this tooth and nail? I mean, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me, but I do want to ask you about the SAVE Act because the president, in a Truth Social post this morning, demanded Senate Majority Leader John Thune keep the Senate in Washington and delay August leave until the SAVE Act is passed, suggesting, yet again, the Senate should terminate the filibuster. How much of a guardrail is the filibuster? What are the risks of removing it, Hogan? And is it worth nuking that to implement such monumental legislation?
Well, a lot of people say nuke it because the Democrats are going to do it. They've said they want to get rid of the filibuster. They're telling you who they are. So we should believe them when they do. But there's another school of thought that says, wait a minute, the filibuster's been in place. It's protected both sides when they were in the minority. The problem here is, or I guess the reality here is, the House, by putting it into a reconciliation bill, the SAVE Act, you don't need to nuke the filibuster anymore. All you need is a simple majority to pass it. So if there are only 5 people there that day, you only need 3 votes to pass it. That's the beauty of what the House is able to send over to the Senate side. So while I appreciate the president saying get rid of the filibuster and do this thing, I heard someone the other day make the point, it'd be a good thing to do would be for John Thune to say, all right, let's enshrine the filibuster into the Constitution. If we do that, then it protects everybody. And then if Democrats won't get on board with that, then you know their intentions are, in fact, to nuke it, but you nuke it first and run all the things through you want to run through. Regardless, as we said before, the American people deserve to have an election system that they can believe in. And right now, on the right and the left, they don't.